All right, I'm joined in this conversation with ANC NEC member Bheki Cele. Thank you so much for your time, for sitting down with us. Few days before elective conference, how are you feeling? You must be exhausted. You've been crisscrossing the country.
I am exhausted, but do I have a choice? No, I don't have a choice. Thursday is the last NEC, Friday is a gala dinner, Saturday morning we're singing Bheki Cele and we start.
And when we're seeing that in Bheki Cele, obviously we'll have that opening address from President Jacob Zuma. The party has been going through so much. What would you like the president to focus on when he makes his final opening address as an ANC president at conference?
To make a call on us to work on the unity of the African National Congress. Oliver Tambo said you can lose everything, but please don't lose your unity, because that's your feet, that's your strength. I hope he will prevail on that. And secondly, maybe take some few blames, which is always good for any human being to say, look, I think I didn't do good there, I didn't do good there. Usually that brings people to the warm area with you. They pardon you, because there were times where the president will have to, times that will make him to call some pardon from the ANC and the country general.
What sort of blame would you like him to take? I mean, also you speak about the unity. It's something to call on members to be united, but it's another if you have played a part in uniting or dividing the ANC. Do you think he's united the ANC in his tenure as ANC president, and what sort of blames do you think he must take?
Is exactly the combination. Pardon and calling for unity is a combination that you can't separate. I don't think that many people take him serious if he doesn't put some kind of blame on him before he calls for the unity. There are things. Nkandla is one thing that has put us on the back foot. Your Concord has put us on the back foot. Your Guptas have put us on the back foot and all that. So maybe taking some blame on those things. Not forgetting that, by the way, we are collective, because there is a major question that where were you when all these things were happening? Maybe those are questions some of us, especially those that have been in the NEC, will have to. But at the end of the day, not the sailors, the captain of the ship. When ships are down, things and the question are asked from him.
Why do you think he's been unable to do that so far? I mean, even in NEC meetings previously, when the motion of no confidence was put in him, why do you think it was difficult for him to take some of that blame? And do you have confidence that he would finally do that at conference?
The 10, especially the last 3 years, has put us on the back foot. I want to repeat that. Has created the confusion, has created the factions and division within the ANC. I think, having joined the ANC in 1976, this is one last 3 years, this term, that I have not enjoyed at all. I never asked myself if I'll ever leave ANC. That's one thing I won't do. That's one thing, I won't join other organizations and all that, but which doesn't mean that you don't feel pain sometimes to be in the ANC and you wish things were better.
And just lastly on the president, do you think he should continue as president and be the face of the organization as the party leads up to the 2019 election conference?
Well, that's the area of the oncoming NEC. I'm not going to preempt that. Those that will be in the NEC, they'll discuss and take decision. If I'm there, I know what I will say.
Let's talk about conference then. It's quite a critical moment for the African National Congress. You have publicly stated that you support Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa. How critical do you think this is? I mean, there's a lot of talk about unity and how a united slate must be put together. Do you support those calls?
Yes, I do. Anything that makes ANC unite will be supported, but it hasn't happened, and I guess it's too late now. The understanding is that while everybody will have his shortcomings and everybody will have his or her strength, so looking at the present candidates, we think the Cyril can give us best outcomes when it comes to the ANC going forward.
What if Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma wins? What is the future looking like for the ANC and the country?
Well, firstly, personally, I'll stay with the ANC, and I'll have a president called Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. That will never take me out of the ANC, and I'll forever respect the will of the people. But I will still have my reservations. Those things that makes me not support her and that camp will be there, and I hope they'll be fixed. If we are there, we'll keep shouting about them. One of those things I've said, I really don't like her lineup. It gives me a lot of discomfort.
What about then what is happening at conference? There's a lot of court cases that have come up. Do you have any concerns about the possible collapse of that conference, the possible court interdicts of that conference?
Well, the conference, if it is allowed to go, it won't collapse. But these foreign new things, is the first time we go to the ANC conference via courts. It has never happened. But I'm telling you, they are playing their role because they've been allowed by us as a leadership of plugging those gaps where the memberships are complaining. Surely, I would not be surprised if somebody begin to interdict the conference. Well, I would not know the outcome. But it's the first time ever we go to conference with that fear of being interdicted, illegal and all that. The main thing forever when we went for the conferences was who's going to be our president and who's going to go to the NEC, what are the policies to be adopted, and then we go home.
Just lastly, on the policies that will be adopted, that's also a crucial part of the National Congress. What are you looking forward to? What discussions and policy discussions are you looking forward to?
To be honest, ANC has always adopted good policies. The main weakness has been your implementation, and we have been praise singers of the policies and resolutions that we have taken rather than implement. I hope that maybe the NEC will create a strong monitoring and evaluation within the ANC itself to evaluate those resolutions that are taken and ignored. For instance, the radical economic is a Mangawung 2012, but we are making noise about it only now because we want to remind ourselves. But what has happened? We have lost jobs. We have been junked down with that policy. Unemployment has increased. All problems, your fees must fall and all that. So when that policy is there, I hope policies that we produce are not there for campaigning come the next election, but are there to be implemented and we find results out of them.
Is there a need to change the policies of the ANC in terms of the economy to try and fasten this radical transformation?
We need to put meat on it. We need to do things that we think they cause the calls for radical economics. The land issue must be there. The transformation, putting more young blacks in the crucial industries and all that. For instance, farming is still white in South Africa. Fishing is still white in South Africa. Your industry, manufacturing, everything is still white in South Africa. The radical economic transformation means putting those people there. Put meat and give us the guidance. Let's get the guidance, what is supposed to be done. RAT is an overall thing. What we're not telling the nation, what we're not doing is to exactly going to the highways of doing those particular things.